Góðan daginn! Woo! Sunday. Yes, filming on Sunday. I usually film on Saturdays, but yesterday turned out to be a no energy, doing nothing type of day, so yeah. Didn't do anything yesterday that I was going to do, but meh. I have the weekend, so yay. So yes, this would be, I just realized I yet again forgot to make notes. I was thinking about making notes this past week, but yeah, great. Anyway, we're just gonna wing it like usual. So this is introduction. Yes, my name is Gunnhildur. I'm an Icelander, live in Iceland. This is my project pal. It's a podcast. It's mostly about yarn, knitting, crocheting, whatever I'm working on in that regards. What my plans are, what my finished objects are, again what I'm working on, and yeah. I also do talk quite a bit about the weather because the weather has been rather interesting for the past months, so sometimes it's does have quite a bit of an impact on like my day-to-day life and my recording schedule, because sometimes when it's really snowy or really like rainy, my otherwise meh internet connection goes down the drain. I have no like uploading videos in those times is just, it's an exercise in not just patience but like frustration. But it's been fine now. So yeah. I don't know what to talk about. Like last week has been so low energy, low focus, and just low that I didn't like. I thought I would finish this show this week. I was so sure last weekend, like no problemo. Not quite. Like I haven't got a lot left, but it's not quite at the stage where I thought I would be. But you know, it's coming along. I really like the colors, like the colors in this and the color chains. Really like it. I really like buying cakes, like these. This is my second cake of James Bread Northern Lights. I can't remember where I got these from, Wool Warehouse or there are more, but anyway, really good. These are, you know, 450 meters or 492 yards. They're 95% premium acrylic, 5% viscose, so they are really soft. But the yarn has been it's been either nice and thick and fluffy or like thread thin, so it's a little bit frustrating. Oh, you know, it's not like frustrating, but it's a little bit annoying. Here's the color and the dye lot. And honestly, I do have to recommend this yarn because I do quite like it. It's nice and soft to work with, and like I said, with this color combination, personally I would probably not pick this kind of color combination because I always play it rather safe. I feel that I play it safe, like maybe with other people they would be like, no, but in my taste, like, listen. So I think it was last weekend, I showed you my then finished shawl that I made out of also James Bread Northern Light in these lovely pink tones. And these are much more like color combination that I would pick personally. Like if I was picking out like the skeins myself. So also I just love these colors. Look at them. I love it. So pretty. I love it. But at the same time, this is quite a bit out of my comfort zone, but I still love it. It's so pretty. Like, But again, if I were picking out color schemes to, you know, mix and match on my own rather than these wonderfully, what's the word? Variegated? Variegated. I think that's a word. I want to use that word. I'm going to use that word. If it's wrong, correct me. But I think it's variegated. The color, yeah. I mean, the color combination is different, but it also really reminds me of these. There's a very sweet older lady that who lives in my town, who I absolutely adore, and she has been like knitting, crocheting most of her life. And the colors that she picks are not colors that I would pick myself. Because I always play it safe. I do tend to rather try and tone things together so that it's, you know, safe. She doesn't. She has her own personal taste and likes, and the way that she combines colors is just so different from mine. So I like that, and it's different for me, and because it's different, that means that's a challenge. That's something that I can work on, because that's something that I want to work on, not because someone else tells me, oh, you need to work on it. No, I want to work on it. So still, this is actually rather this is still rather safe though, isn't it? Because these are colors that do go really well together. Like, they tone well together, and they go together. So it's not a disaster like some coloring. It's like they do not tone together, they do not go together, they do not complement each other. It's some colors compete with each other so much that it hurts your eyes and your brain. But then this doesn't hurt. This is like, this goes. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me, but anyway. So yeah, I have not quite finished this one. Like, I was so sure that I would. Which means that I also haven't been like picking up my knitting shawl. I'm still on the same place as last time. I almost threw these stitches off, just to show them wrong, but like, still on the same side. Shush. Which reminds me, I still, you maybe saw my whole video from Wool Warehouse with all these stitch markers and the knitting needles. Holy. I forgot to then get the stitch markers to put on the knitting needles that I really need to use them on. So these are the, yeah, cute little panda. Look at them, they are so cute. How cute is that? So cute. So I'm pretty certain that these are gonna fit on the those knitting needles. I think those are 3.5mm. Can't quite remember. I think so. Yep, 3.5. I just realized you poke it up the panda's butt, so. Well, at least it's cute. I mean, you're just impaling poor pandas with your knitting needles. But yay! Now my knitting is safe. Thanks to the pandas. Look how cute they are. Oh, that's so cute. So yeah, again, I haven't really made any progress on the super simple shawl, because I've been trying to focus on the crocheting, because the crocheting is absolutely brainless. But even then, it's not brainless enough for my brain right now. It's like, it's a little bit harder than usual to just focus on things and get things done. Like yesterday, I had plans for yesterday. I had plans to like do the laundry, do the vacuuming, make this video yesterday and all that stuff, but my brain just went, no. Today we're gonna relax. Today we're gonna just stay in pajamas until 2 in the afternoon, then we're gonna take a shower, then we're just gonna play The Sims, because that's what we're gonna do now. So that's what I did. Which is also a little... I'm also... Like, you know the thing that you do, that even when you know that you need that mental break to just go and do something completely different from what you were planning, you still manage to beat yourself up because you didn't do the things that you were planning to do. But also because I was planning to show you these really unique mittens that my mom actually asked her sister-in-law, my aunt by marriage. My mother commissioned them from my aunt for a brother or a friend or a family friend. So it's crash course. But anyway, and those mittens, I don't want to just bring them up just purely because they are knitted, hand knitted and handmade, made by someone from a different fjord for someone who lives in this fjord. But because I don't know if there's a tradition for this exact type of mitten anywhere else on Iceland. Like, I don't want to make that assumption because I haven't done research, but I haven't seen anything about these type of mittens anywhere else. I don't have mittens to use as a sample, but I do have these cute little fingerless gloves that I keep on hand. Because they look at the colors of them. I love them. They're really comfortable when it's like cold. I think I got off ASOS like years ago. But anyway, so imagine that these are not fingerless gloves, but mittens, right? And mittens, they go, you know, like over your fingers and over your thumb, right? I'm explaining how mittens work, but most mittens have a single thumb, right? These mittens, however, they are different because they have this usual thumb, but they then have a thumb on the opposite end, the opposite side. And that's because, like, when you are working in, these are most connected with like fishing, like fishermen and sailors, but also with farmers. So what you have are these sturdy kind of mittens, most of the knitting, I think, but sometimes also like sewn out to like leather or something durable. And the thing is that when you are working hard jobs, you can't always take a break because your mittens broke, right? So the solution is that you have like your regular thumb, right? And when this part wears out because of wear and tear on work, you then turn it around. And you then have a thumb on this side that's ready to go. So you use both sides of the mitten. And my mother commissioned my aunt because she's the only one that she knows of who has this pan, who does these things, who makes these kind of mittens. I mean, in theory, they shouldn't be that hard to figure out, but it's so much easier when you have a pattern. But I was like, I want someone to show you the mittens, but you know, the family friend showed up yesterday when I was in the shower to come say hi and hello and pick up the mittens for his brother. So now I only have like words to express, you know, describe them. I don't have the mittens to show you. But I was like, this is something that I've grown up knowing about, like, you know, as part of my culture, like these mittens with two thumbs. But I haven't heard about them from like anywhere else. So if anyone watching knows of these type of mints, I would so love to know it, because I would so love to be able to tell my mom. She would be so happy to know about that, like, and interesting, because we are not the only ones being a bit weird like this, are we? Like, but weird. Like, this it's not weird, it's practical. Like, meh. Speaking of practical, hey, segue. And the haul I got. No, the things that I got from Wool Warehouse the other day. I'm still not over those like humongous 35mm knitting needles. Obviously, I still haven't found anything that to do with because they are huge. Like, they're huge. So honestly, if I'm, and obviously I'm gonna need to do something with them because, hello, be ashamed not to use them. But what yarn I'm gonna use? Like, I would need to combine yarn to get something like thick enough, and that would be like, oh, it'd be so interesting. But like then I would, need to pick something together and like 35mm. This is. I can barely hold them. Like, it would be so interesting. They're so big, but like, all right. So you could get these in. I'm trying to remember. It was at least 80cm, 100cm, and 150cm. These are 100cm. So like, the 80cm, like this is barely enough just to get them in the, like this. How in the world do you manage with like 100, with 80? I mean, honestly, 150 would probably have been a smarter choice because then you have like more space, a little bit more to work with. Let's see, I've got 2 of the 25mm, and this is the 150 of them. And like already, like 25mm is already like fairly big knitting needles. But when after you've held something as big as 35, 25 suddenly doesn't seem so big. Like now, I have not been working on the lumpkin blanket because I'm knitting those on 9mm needles, and 9mm have been hurting my hands because my hands they are not happy with it when I'm working on the lumpkin. But like, now I have a 35mm. So suddenly the 90mm doesn't look that big. They're still big, but they're not that big. And also after I made the my garden studio, my glasswool pullover, I was knitting that with like, what was it? It was 10 and 15mm. And after you worked with 15mm, 9mm doesn't seem that big. So hopefully I will be able to recondition my brain into realizing that actually 9mm is piece of cake. But like 25mm, that's still like really quite chunky. And you can definitely make a nice big blanket with these. Quickly too. So yeah. I got 20, I got 25, I got 30 and 35 because they were there. I had the money, I had the time, I had the opportunity, and the patience to wait. It was honestly Wool Warehouse themselves. Like, I've said it before and I said I will just keep. I placed the order on Tuesday night. Like, I'm in Iceland, they are in Britain, they are family operated, family owned, small company in Britain. And on their webpage they said, straight away, they would need time to put the order together and ship it from them. Which, that we're given like up to 45 days. And I'm like, fine. It's absolutely fantastic because I am not in a hurry. This is something that I want and I like, but I'm not in a hurry. I'm not gonna use it like, but don't. I placed the order on Tuesday night. Wednesday morning, I get the notification that they have shipped it. Like, that is less than 12 hours. Like, honestly, I felt and I do still feel spoiled by Wool Warehouse. But then again, they post the shipping companies themselves, like I think was Royal Air Mail and then Icelandic Post. It took them like 2 weeks. I mean, yeah, I do realize that they have a lot to do, but that was not a wool warehouse. That was like, they were so quick and just so like, wham bam. Honestly, I'm impressed. I am so impressed with them. Like, that's so cool. So amazing. But yeah, it was kind of amazing. Like, my cam tells me that I've been chatting now on for like 20.5 minutes, about 21 minutes. It's amazing the fact that I don't have anything to say, but I still yatter on. I still have something to say, but yeah. 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 Da, 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 da. So, I will obviously keep working on my crochet shawl. It's called a shawl. I will keep working on my shawl, my crochet one. I should be able, but that is not a lodestone. I'm not gonna go down with that lodestone. It's like, estimate I will finish it this week. If not, that's fine. It's perfectly fine if I don't finish it, because I am not on a deadline. The only deadline that I have is that I want to make these videos because I like making the videos, and I really like using the videos to get myself up to do the things that I want to do. It's helpful. So keep working on that. Also keep working on the knitted shawl, and figure out, like, it's still not on deadline also with the knitting needles, the humongous ones, because I did not plan with my lovely planner. I had no plans for making something like humongous with the biggest knitting needles that I have managed to find so far. Why do I feel like there must be a 50mm knitting needle hiding somewhere? I mean, 50mm is quite a bit. Like 35mm, pushing it, like really pushing it. 15 is really quite big. Why do I have this sneaking suspicion that somewhere in the world, because I have a sneaking suspicion because I really would not be surprised, but I have this suspicion that somewhere in the world someone is hiding, waiting, lurking with 50mm knitting needles. Because I wouldn't be surprised, that's why. But yeah, keep working on what I'm working on. And also, like, on the basket now right by my, well, the basket right by my bed, I'm quite ignoring all other piles. I rediscovered these lovelies from Ice Yarn. These are Cakes Cotton Fine, white, red, black. I got these quite a while ago, so I'm not sure if they have. I'm not sure they have. Like, they keep rotating up their stock and all that. Let's see. These are 50% cotton, 50% acrylic, 150-gram cakes, 600 meters. They are fine, and the knitting needles are the recommended knitting needles, 3mm, and US size 3. Oh, I love this camera. I love this autofocus. So nice. But yeah, I keep these by my bed because I'm a masochist who just loves agitating themselves, like but like these are not quite spun. These are threads, just loosely held together. And I mean, I love the colors. The colors are so pretty. They go so nicely together. Also they're safe because red, you know, black, red, white, safe. Yeah, I keep wondering what I would like to make with these. Probably a shell, knowing me. These are so pretty. So I am actually wondering whether I should keep going with simple things like shawls, like so much simple, but like move over to one of the patterns that I do have in like my collection, and maybe pick something like something knitted, probably shawl, yes, like something that has a bit more of a pattern than like the super simple one, like something with leopard. I don't know. I'm thinking, but I do want these in a shawl, and I do probably knit a shawl, and we'll see. But yeah. So this has been me this week. Like not quite lethargic, but not quite like able to focus and do the things that I want to do. But yay! Hey, I still managed to like take a shower. I still managed to vacuum today anyway. But hey, and I did manage to sit down and film this video, so I call that a win. That's a win. So yeah, I'm gonna call this enough for today. I'm gonna port this over to my computer, edit and do all those fun things, and upload it and keep doing the things that I'm doing. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye bye.